What's up, everybody? We are back. Welcome to Real Chronicles, brought to you by RealTalking.com. I'm your host, David. I am joined with just Leo.
Just hi.
Jenny, the cat lady.
Hey, guys. Meow.
And Ryan, the temp.
Not a goddamn temp.
I can't believe I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe he's still going on with these nicknames.
It worked, though.
I
like
very
it.
surprised
I
when he
like
still
it so
called me
much.
Just Leo.
I like it so much. All right. We're back today looking at, I got to give credit where credit is due. Ryan, the temp, came up with this,
Fuck you.
with this brilliant topic today. Best film duos. I had such a great time. A lot easier than I expected, but I still had a great time.
Yeah.
Getting 10 because I started with 20 and worked my way down to 10 with like few honorable mentions. So should be a fun one.
Definitely.
And I can't wait because I think this may be an episode where everyone gets to see us argue.
I will. We guarantee the word "woof" will be uttered more than once.
Then I'm gonna have to think of some other.
We'll do it in English. Woof.
Woof.
In Spanish. Woof.
Woof. All right. So before we get started, let's get into some news. Obviously, the big topic around the entire world right now is the coronavirus. And after the suspension of the NBA season last week, the NFL season may be delayed. Yeah. The kickoff to the NFL season may be delayed.
Major League Baseball,
Major League
the
NHL,
soccer.
And now film is being affected by this. So over the past few days, we've had the cancellation of the Tribeca Film Festival, which bummed Jenny and I out a little bit.
Especially because they were finally moving into Hoboken for this festival, right?
They were.
So the good thing is, like,
I think it's
same with the NFL, for the NHL, well, specifically for the NBA, which kudos for them for kicking everything off. It's not canceled.
Yes.
It's postponed. We got to stay positive throughout this whole process. Mm-hmm. A lot of movies are getting pushed back. Some of the ones that have been pushed back so far is A Quiet Place Part 2, which Jenny and I saw last week at the world premiere.
We did. We got so lucky to see it.
I can mention a few things a little later, but
it was really good.
That's been postponed.
Mulan,
we found out was postponed, which sucks because I was really looking forward to it. There's a rumor that Wonder Woman and Top Gun are going to be pushed to 2021.
No.
So I'm a little bummed about Wonder Woman.
The new
You're
Mutants.
not bummed for Top Gun?
I was more excited for Wonder Woman now.
Also comes out on his birthday.
Oh yeah, that too. And I think that's it for now. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry.
One of the greatest franchises of our life.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel being Vin Diesel and saying, not only am I going to push this, I'm going to push this 12 months. Go eat a dick, dude. You stink.
Thank you,
just
Vin Diesel.
Stink.
Thank you for doing this for us. And caring about
I think the year was a little excessive, but like, why not just drop it in September? But whatever. They just don't want the box office to hurt.
It reminded me of like this meme that our buddy Kevin shared on our group chat, where it was like the New York Knicks have announced that like in solidarity for the coronavirus,
they're not going to play.
They're not playing in the NBA playoffs this year because they have no chance of being in the playoffs. Vin Diesel's like, I know you guys are going to go crazy for our movie, but I'm going to push.
He wants everyone to see that garbage ass Bloodshot that just came out.
Yeah, I read your review on that. It wasn't his best work, huh?
It wasn't great. It wasn't great. If this was in 1995, maybe I think it'd be okay. It's just bad. There's really nothing to say. It's him trying to create another franchise, and it just doesn't work. But yeah, it's been a bad week.
But
yeah, it's been a bad week. Everyone definitely stay safe. Jen?
please practice all of what the CDC has been advising. Wash your hands for longer than 20 seconds. There's actually this website that I found that's called washyourlyrics.com.
Oh, nice.
And you can actually, so go on there. You can generate any kind of song. I posted up on the Real Talk Instagram a few different lyrics that I came up with, like Eye of the Tiger
Baby
by
Got
Survivor.
Back? Baby Got Back?
No, but I made them all film related. The Jaws theme song. What was another one that I did? Staying Alive by the Bee Gees. So like just practice it. If you know the lyrics really well, you can practice and you know how long to wash your hands for. Also shows you proper hand washing technique. Use sanitizer with at least 60% alcohol. I've also been researching a lot of this for my own personal job all week. So cough into your elbow. Don't cough into your hands. And just stay safe. Practice. If you are sick, stay home.
Yeah. Don't be an asshole.
That's
pretty much the proper sentiment we can give.
Fair.
Unfortunately, one of our national treasures did him contract coronavirus
While he was filming
the Baz Luhrmann Elvis film.
It was the Elvis biopic, right?
Yeah, Elvis biopic. Him and his wife.
That is Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson.
Yes, so that they contracted the coronavirus. His son, Chet
and Colin Hanks have both released statements to say that their parents are in good spirits. They're getting treatment. They originally went because they were feeling the symptoms of a cold, much similar to what you would feel for this, which would be a fever, sort of like a dry cough. And so they felt like it would be something more. They ended up going to the Australian hospital where they're at right now. I'm not sure which Australian city it is right now, but they got tested. They tested positive, and they're getting treatment.
So considering Tom Hanks is now ill, Jenny, would you say this is a perfect time for you to finish watching Saving Private Ryan?
Oh.
Yes. Well done, good sir. Well done.
I don't know about that.
But for real, don't be an asshole. Stay home, watch Netflix, watch movies.
Take it seriously because it's not just the flu.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely, guys.
Wash your damn hands.
Seriously. I've never washed my hands so much in my life. I feel like the Terminator in Terminator 2 when he ripped off his arm.
Wow, that
I saw that meme
extreme.
too.
Well
that
played.
extreme, well played.
That was okay.
All right, so let's tone it down now. Let's have some fun, and let's get into the news. First bit of news is Guardians of the Galaxies will appear in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, which
Awesome.
it's great to have confirmation.
Yeah, I can't imagine anyone doing this more than Taika. Like, I think I just can't wait. Chris Hemsworth and
Christian Bale and
I think Christian Bale. I don't think you think he'll interact with the Guardians too, since he's playing the villain. So
yeah, I would hope.
I just want more Star-Lord and Thor. I just want them to just like argue about who's really the captain of the ship.
Do you think we'll see Fat Thor or we'll see now Fit Thor?
I would love to see Fat Thor.
It'll be like 2 years in the future, I think, or something.
Yeah,
like that,
but I would love to see Fat Thor during like the prologue and him working out
like a workout montage
with Groot,
like Rocky IV.
And don't you also like your body weight in space is different? So
no, you're still fat if you're fat. No, that's not how it works. You're still fat if you're fat.
Darn.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah.
So we're still a few years away. I think we're 2 years away because James Gunn just finished Suicide Squad. So once he gets done with that, we'll get into Thor. Not that much else. The Scream 5 is officially happening.
Oh, shoot.
It's being directed by the filmmakers from Ready or Not. Ready or Not's okay. It was a little overhyped. Jen, I think you saw it with me, right?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah.
Do you remember what that was?
No.
She doesn't remember. The one where they got married and it was in the in the family house and they played the hide and seek game.
Oh.
Jenny doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-mm.
So
prepare
refresh
yourself
my
for a very
memory.
memorable movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't think there should be another Scream, but whatever. And I guess I was going to talk about the Mulan early reactions, but since it's getting pushed really, really far, I'm just going to say that it's getting really good, solid reviews. A Quiet Place, I can speak a little bit more because I did see it. Its review hasn't been posted yet because they're under embargo, but I can say that it is on par with the first one. The the tension in this one comes more out of left field. You don't see it coming more. I think in the first one, he kind of Krasinski kind of set you up for. Have you seen it?
Yeah, Pro One.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right, so he kind of set you up for some of these moments. Not here. There's a moment at the beginning of the movie, and I won't say what character. But there is some raw emotion when a person gets hurt. And the person is screaming, and obviously you can't scream.
Yeah. And you're just like,
shut the fuck up.
I know. In that moment, I was just like, no, you have
Like
to be
you
quiet.
have to,
you have to
and
be
you
quiet.
understand why that person is screaming, but you
still
have to be quiet.
And you're just like sitting there watching the screen, and you're just like kind of not yelling at it because we have to be quiet, but like, you know, you're in your head, you're just like, no, you really got to be quiet. Like, oh my God. And then I'm just thinking about what someone else is going to do. Like, if the thing shows up, what would be the next step for that person? Like, I would be super stressed out.
I like that the movie was not the same. You know how like The Hangover Part 2 is essentially the
Literally
same
a remake of
thing,
Part
just
1.
in Hong
Yeah.
Kong. This is completely different in terms of the focus of who the leads are. It's not Emily Blunt. She's in the movie a good amount, but it's not really about her. It's about other people.
Now, I know I think you and I are very much on par with our views on remakes and sequels and unnecessary sequels. Now, having watched the movie without getting too spoilery, do you feel that this was like a necessary sequel?
I still think it was for money. And Krasinski, since we were at the world premiere, Krasinski was there, and I marked out. Shout out to Jim Halpert.
Jim Halpert, baby.
I agree. He during you can find the video on the site during the I guess little opening monologue that he had for the movie. He was talking about how he didn't want to do it, but he only did it if a story really fit the necessity for a sequel. I think it does because of where they went with certain characters. I don't know if we're getting another one. And that's all I can say because kind of can't say too much more there.
Cool.
I did want to say that my arch nemesis was in attendance.
Oh my gosh! Wait, is this like a once renowned director?
I mean, I don't think he was ever renowned.
Yes,
Leonardo.
he was. In the 90s, he was beloved.
Ryan, you may like him, but Michael Bay was there.
He was beloved in the 90s.
And
I pointed it out because I looked down, like they had all of us at the top and all the really important people at the bottom. So we're like viewing from the mezzanine, and I look down and I see like this luscious blonde hair,
feathered hair,
this like feathered hair, and I don't really know Michael Bay that well, I guess
do.
like in person, and then I just look and I'm like, I think that looks like Michael Bay, and I'm like, I'm telling Dave, and Dave's like, oh shit, you're right. He's wearing like this puffy leather jacket,
and I knew it was him
Going for a
because
look.
of
such a Michael Bay jacket.
because his
Yeah.
Platinum Dunes, his production company produced this. You know, this is the closest he's gonna smell a good movie.
Oh, stop!
Damn.
What? It's the truth. But yeah, outside of that, Key was there, right?
yeah.
Obviously Emily Blunt, and I think you saw from House of Cards.
Yes. I don't know the actor's name. I have to look it up. But Doug from House of Cards,
Oh,
who was his chief
Yeah.
of staff,
Nice.
he was there. I like looked down and
I
I
like
was like,
Doug.
oh shit.
And Killian Murphy was there as
Sweet.
well.
He
so.
was, but we didn't get to see his
him, but he
face.
was
Like,
there.
yeah.
So yeah, so Quiet Place, whenever it comes out in theaters, give it a look. And that's all the news I have. You guys have any other news?
No, it's been pretty
No.
Yeah.
all quiet on the Western
Quiet
Front.
on the Western Front, yeah. All right, so let's get to it, guys. Movie duos.
Oh, movie duos.
So before full disclosure, I personally made sure that we do not have any couples.
Yes,
I-
one of the few rules
Same.
we had is there can be no romantic attachments to our duos.
So I cannot have La La Land on here.
fair. And
Even
couldn't
though I
have
really
Wall-E.
fought hard for them to be a duo that just wants to succeed,
No.
but I was completely shut out on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Outside of that, this was really, really super duper fun. And let's get to it with some honorable mentions here. So this is an honorable mention because I technically can't put them as a movie duo because of we're talking about movie duo characters. But Abbott and Costello, just want to give them a shout out because they are,
They're probably one of the most
Wait,
iconic
why can't you
duos.
put him as a movie duo?
because we're talking about characters, not movie duos, like as in actors working together. They don't have an iconic.
Yeah, it'd be
Like
like
characters
Pacino and
together.
De Niro as a duo.
Yeah, you can't
but they're
you
not
can't really use that.
Yeah.
So the only thing, if I really had to pick a character, is I guess they're most popular, the Who's on First thing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's about it. I can't really like. They're just great together.
Yes.
I don't know any specific characters they play. They're just amazing together. Another honorable mention that I have here is Clarice Sterling and Hannibal Lecter
Nice one.
for Silence of the Lambs. I have Russell and Carl from Up as a nice little
Cute.
duo. And there's no way I can do a movie duo episode without shouting out
No, don't do it. Don't
one
do
of my
it.
favorite movie duos from
Yeah.
one of the best comedies of the 1990s, Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
From Batman and Robin.
It's unfortunate when you have to preface saying one of the greatest comedy duos to a movie that wasn't even a comedy.
It is a comedy. it is a
comedy.
comedy. It is one of the best comedies of the 1990s. So let's bring that into my number 10, C-3PO and R2-D2 from Star Wars.
Nice.
Why is it so low? Because,
There's 9 better.
well, yeah, that too. I don't know if you just threw shade at the droids. I don't know how I feel about
Yeah,
that.
like that was unnecessary.
Like
shade.
what is and 3PO is sensitive. Like he would not like that you just threw shade at him.
He would have beeped at you.
Yeah, we would've.
That's our-
R2 would
R2D2.
have zapped you probably when
Oh,
you
yeah,
weren't looking
sorry.
next.
No, R2
Although, no,
R2
C-3PO
savage.
with the red arm. C-3PO with a red arm. I apologize to him. He's pretty badass.
He had a red arm for like 42 minutes. But in all honesty, I think they're such an important part of Star Wars,
Absolutely.
and I think they are the comedic relief in a way.
Yeah.
When
See that?
it's more of the, because you know how Star Wars sometimes forces its comedy. I think when those two are together, I mean, they got R2-D2 beeps. That's all he does, and I
Yeah.
feel like I know what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you know it's working well. So
Yeah.
that's my number 10. My number 9 is Seth and Evan from Superbad.
Nice.
And
I know you love Superbad, so yeah.
why is Jennifer giving me a look?
Because he loves it because of Emma Stone.
That's not why I love the movie.
He's like, I love this duo because this other girl is in the movie.
Yeah.
I sincerely
Yeah.
I sincerely love Superbad outside of the stuff with Seth Rogen and Bill Hader. I think that's extremely boring.
Yeah.
But no, I just love their friendship throughout the entire movie, and you see that how Seth is oh my god, Jonah Hill, right?
Yeah.
Okay, making sure I got the right one there. So how Seth is feeling jealous that Evan's going away for college and he's gonna miss their friendship, and you
bromance
just
is
see
breaking
like
up.
it's kind of a more slapstick version of what we got with Booksmart. Like they have one last night together and they just want to go all out. And I've always felt like their relationship, their friendship together is really strong, and they're super fucking funny. I love Superbad. It's so funny. My number 8 is one that I'm gonna criticize our boy Kevin for not having. I'm gonna criticize you because I know it's not on your list. And Ryan, I'm gonna criticize you because
I'm
it's not.
I'm getting a preemptive criticize
yes.
because you know it's not on my list.
My number 7 is Benny Rodriguez and Smalls from The Sandlot.
Oh wow.
Damn, yeah, I didn't think of that.
Because
No, that's not.
while we look at the Sandlot
As
as
a
a
big group.
group, the relationship between Benny and Smalls is what kind of puts the group together.
No, that's
because
fair.
you have all the kids already on the Sandlot, but I think once Benny meets Smalls and they establish their friendship, it brings everyone closer. And I think
I like it.
on the days when we used to play, you know, for those that don't remember the days when you could play sports outside during the summer, like those are the days. Like you meet with one of your friends, you go to a park, and you just gather around with a whole bunch of people, but
I
you
like that
always
one.
have that one connection with that one person. So, and the fact that I think The Sandlot's one of the best sports movies of all time, so I threw that in there as my number 7. And my number 6, sorry, Rye, my number 6 is Jay and Silent Bob
No, that's respectable. I'll give it to you.
from the View Askew universe. I couldn't pick one movie.
Nice.
I think they're just great in everything except.
I thought I knew the one you were going to say.
What am I going to say, Rye?
I thought you were going to say reboot.
No. Oh, like in terms of the one I like the best.
Yeah.
That was the closest, but since I love Clerks and I would say the worst one, and it's one of my favorites. Ironically, I think Strikes Back is not a very good movie.
Interesting. Yeah, it's not
But
a
it's
movie.
still one of my favorites out of the bunch because it's just so fucking ridiculous. But Ryan, you admit that's not a very good movie, right?
See, It's not a good movie, but for me, it holds a very special place in my
No,
heart.
I love
It's-
it. I love it.
No, it's enjoyable.
Yeah,
as
it's-
hell.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's entertainment-wise, it's one of my favorites.
And if I have to pick,
But
I know we weren't,
quality, no.
and I know we weren't doing moments, but I will say one of my favorite moments with any Jay and Silent Bob movie is when Bob just
speaks?
talks.
Yes.
It's so great because he always makes that impact. I think my favorite one is actually from Strikes Back when he's looking at the car and he's like, critics, Hollywood, you stupid fuck. So that's my 10 through 6. Just Leo, take it away.
So it's funny when you first assigned the list, I attacked it as the most iconic duos in film, right? So I went same thing as you. I was like, this is fairly easy. Then the list got bigger and bigger, and I had more honorable mentions than in my actual top 10. But as of 4 hours ago, I've completely wiped out my list, and I remade it as my favorite.
Wait, did
film
you have a
duos.
different number one?
Yes.
What was your number one?
Originally for most iconic,
Yeah.
I actually put my number one as Buzz Lightyear and Woody.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay.
But now it's a different number one.
Okay.
So my honorable mentions are Agent J and Agent K from
Nice.
Men in Black, Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber,
Woof.
Okay.
Johnny Utah and Bodie, Point Break.
Woof.
Okay. You know, I've never seen that, actually.
It's so enjoyable.
I feel like I'd like it because it's
Yeah,
like
it's
Keanu
Swayze.
and Patrick Swayze.
It's Swayze at his most Swayze.
And they look,
and Keanu
hot.
at his most Keanu.
Yeah.
They're surfers.
yeah.
Cher and Dion from Clueless.
Leo,
Oh,
that's
shit.
too low, Leo.
Oh,
know.
shit. I
That
totally
is way
forgot.
too low.
You'll under like in my 10, like I told you, I was shocked by the underrepresentation of female duos in film.
Yes, I know.
And the cool part that I kind of realized as I was making my list, though, is the vast majority of these are Halloween costumes for duos. Like,
Yeah.
Cher and Dion is a
That's
costume
true.
that people can do together, and you
Yeah,
really
that's
can't do one
that's
without
true.
the other. Same thing with Harry and Lloyd from Dumb and Dumber. You have those dual tuxedos, Halloween costumes from years in the past that are still relevant now.
Right.
And my last honorable mention is Marv and Harry from Home Alone.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even think of
Nice.
that one. That is a really good
shout
one.
out to Stacy on that one.
Yeah,
Which,
shout
I
out
was
to
like, that's
Stacy.
a really good duo. But my number 10,
Oh my
as far
God,
as
here we go.
favorite duos, it wouldn't be a list of mine without some MCU love.
That's not fair. There are no duos.
Black Widow and Hawkeye
Damn, that is a duo.
are
That is a good
That's a
duo.
They are a duo. And as far as like favorite scene that solidified them as a duo, I would say in Endgame. They're the only pairing that you could send over to retrieve.
You know
the
what's
Soul
funny
Stone.
when you mentioned that? I agree with you 100%, but I don't think any of us, when we went to Endgame, ever picked them to go there.
Absolutely,
I would have
not.
actually said it was going to be Steve and Tony.
Yeah, because you knew the sacrifice that had to happen.
Yep.
And then when you realize, oh shoot, these two actually have a lot of history too, and history we haven't even seen until Black Widow comes out.
Yes.
But yeah, that's my number 10. My number 9 is a Star Wars duo that I'm fairly certain neither of you have on your
Can I
list.
guess?
Yes.
Is it a prequel or is it like a
No, just guess.
like the original? I just want me to guess.
It's I
wanna
can't-
guess.
I don't want to give it away if I tell you what it is.
Is it Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon?
It's Obi-Wan and Anakin.
Ew!
Obi-Wan and Anakin in the Revenge of the Sith. I think it's at one point.
Leo, I love you. He literally kills Anakin Skywalker.
But that's the thing is like the thing I loved about this duo was when this whole trilogy began. Obviously, we have a little boy and a teenage Obi-Wan, right?
Yep.
Then you see them age progress, get closer and closer. By the time Revenge of the Sith hits, they're both masters at their respective arts. Obviously, Anakin has got a lot of other issues he's dealing with, but they're equals to the point where that battle actually means something. And I love the fact of duos that are both equals, not just one sidekick to the other. But for some reason, I will always love that dynamic that Obi-Wan and Anakin had. I know that there's better duos, but for me, I love them.
I can't believe you picked that because of where that story ends.
I know. Well, yeah. My number 7, I don't know if either of you guys are going to have it on your list either, or if you've seen the movies.
What?
Turkish and Tommy from Snatch.
No. I've seen Snatch, but no.
Yeah, so that movie, much like Ryan, this movie holds a special place in my heart. I love the movie. I can quote most of the movie. But Turkish is played by Jason Statham before he became Jason Statham.
Yeah.
My number 6, My other MCU love,
I know where this is going.
Rocket and Groot.
Oh, not where I thought you were
Nice.
going.
No,
I thought you were.
I stayed away from Cap and Tony as a duo.
No, that's not where I thought you were going. I thought you were going to go with Tony and
Happy
no.
Pepper. No
That
romantic
would have been
stuff.
love.
My God, why am I drawing blank? Don Cheadle.
Oh,
War Machine.
War Machine. Oh, okay.
Because I thought that's where you were going.
Yeah.
Or you could have done Tony and Spider-Man.
That's another good duo. So it's
I
weird.
think they developed a relationship, but I don't think they never really had enough time together outside of
Become
like,
a duo.
I think it's
Yeah.
Okay,
fair.
I get you.
And I also really like the whole thing of like if you take one character away from the other character, it's kind of like they're missing something.
Yeah.
And Rocket without Groot, you have that. It does feel like they're missing something.
Rocket without Groot, you just have Vin Diesel.
And even like when again Guardians 1, when Groot dies, Rocket's the one that's crying. When
Oh.
Groot disappears in Infinity War, Rocket's the one that's right there. Either way, yeah, that's my number 6, Rocket and Groot. I
Awesome.
promise there's no more MCU for the rest of my list.
You did good. I thought you were gonna have way more MCUs. Jenny the Cat Lady, give me your all women list.
So I did a twist on this.
Of course you did. Remember when Jenny used to follow our assignments?
I'll tell you, once you empowered her, she realized, wait a sec.
Podcast, so basically I can do whatever the hell I want.
It's not how it works.
I didn't choose the cat lady nickname. I did choose my own gimmick of being the feminist. So I did choose my own gimmick of being the feminist, and since I didn't choose being a cat lady, I did a twist on my list, and basically I decided to do all female film duos. And because I did that,
You have 3.
so yeah. No.
Well done, Ryan.
But I will say that this list was harder to make because like it would be really easy. It was really easy for me to start thinking about
Males, yeah.
film duos, but then I was like, you know what? No, I'm gonna twist this and I'm gonna do females. And I started thinking about it and I was like, damn. So I've seen a lot of, let's say, female led films or just movies that have had strong female duos in them, but then there's still so many out there that, you know, like I still haven't seen, or I was really hard to come up with this list. So anyway, I have one honorable mention, and I decided to do the Grady twins from The Shining.
Ooh.
It is a film duo.
they don't even have a line.
It doesn't matter. They're
except
iconic.
like one sentence.
That's
They
how
didn't need a
impactful
line.
they are. Well,
That's a
technically,
line.
I
Groot
guess,
has
yeah,
one
you're
line,
right.
too.
You cannot have just one Grady twin, like one.
Yeah.
Like they go in the pair. So that is a female duo, and I think
iconic,
it's something that is somewhat iconic.
If Funko has made a figure of you, you're iconic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I guess.
And so my number 10 is,
Here comes a wolf.
there's going to be a lot of girly movies on this
just
list,
tell me-
actually.
hopefully, Bridesmaids is not in your top 5, right?
I don't know.
Oh,
we'll have to wait and
God.
see.
Sucks.
Even I want a wolf.
So my number 10 is Torrance and Missy from Bring It On.
Nice. I love that. Yes.
I'm retiring
Toros.
from this podcast.
Toros,
today.
yeah. Well, right, like they're unlikely friends, and then by the end of it, they're like
Yeah, they're both
besties, and she
alphas
ends
in
up
their
dating
respective
her
things.
brother, and
Spoiler alert. Bring it on. Fucking stinks.
good times. No, the first movie's not bad. The sequel's not so good.
No, that's not good. No.
The first one is what it is. It's exactly what it's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
Not a good movie.
My number 9 is Mia and Lily from The Princess Diaries.
Cute.
Those are besties, film duos.
Sure.
My number 8 is Molly and Amy in Booksmart.
Okay, yes. I was waiting for that from his list.
So that was sort of like your super bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a better movie, too.
My number
It is a better
7
movie.
is Janice and Katie from Mean Girls.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to go with Janice and the guy.
Oh, and Damien?
Yeah. I thought they
They're
were cool.
good, but he's not a female.
Fair.
So technically,
So you're being sexist against the males here.
this is my female
Solid
list.
duo, though. Solid duo.
And then my number 6 is Annie and Lillian from Bridesmaids.
Oh, thank God it's not top 5.
God, I hate Bridesmaids.
So
Solid.
Bridesmaids is hilarious. If anything, really, Annie is the one that stole the show. Kristen Wiig is that whole movie entirely alone. And I thought about like Rose Byrne has good comedic timing in it, but Maya Rudolph
It's
and
those
Kristen
two.
Wiig play
Yeah.
off of each other so well, and I can watch any movie that they're in. So that's it.
All right, Ryan the Temp, take it away.
All right. For my honorable mentions, I got Danny and Kaneki.
Oh, what a good one!
Thank you. Bill and
Grease.
Ted.
Oh God.
You didn't get that?
No, sorry.
Danny Zuko and Kaneki? Ryan, you've won the whole game already.
Thank you. And Bill and Ted and Batman and Robin.
Which one? Like from
Please
Forever
say
or
66.
for Robin?
Please say 66. Please say 66.
From Robin.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
For number 10, I have K and J.
Nice.
And the reason I had to put them on the list was because I do love how, at least when you look at 1 and you look at 3, it does tell a really good story of how K brings in J, and he's actually been looking over him his entire life. Spoiler if you haven't seen 3. Luckily, Casey's knocked out.
So you
Aw.
don't.
Number
So
nine.
you don't like part 2? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, no. Part 2 is the weakest link.
Oh yeah. All right, go ahead.
Number 9, Cheech and Chong.
Oh,
Of course, Ryan.
Of course.
we're all
And
just
for me-
sliding. We're all just sliding into our own things right now, right?
Right.
We are archetypes at this point.
And I did Up and Smoke It. It's their first one and it's their best one. Number 8, I did Doc and Marty. From Back to the Future.
number
I did
Ryan,
eight.
the temp. This is why you will remain the temp. Why the fuck is that so low?
Because I like the
Damn
ones
it.
that have
'Cause there's-
above it
'cause there's
more. I
7
don't know what to
better.
tell you.
No, there's not many better than Doc and Marty. All right, go ahead.
Number 7, Batman and Alfred.
Oh, very good. That's a good one.
Ooh,
Didn't
all
he-
the Batman.
Yeah.
One out.
Yeah, all the Batman and Alfreds. Like I couldn't even choose one if I had to. But
Wait,
Um,
you really can't choose an Alfred? I feel like I
Can you?
yeah.
You would go with Michael Caine?
Michael Go.
Okay.
Like even though he is the worst Alfred of them all,
Yes, a terrible Alfred.
he's my first Alfred, so I've always had an attachment.
And he's an
to-
Alfred that survived many Batmen.
3.
Right? 3?
3 Batmans. He led Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
He makes fishy swa.
Listen.
He's good at doing riddles with from.
But yeah, and he's the one that helped Bruce solve all those. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Michael Go. Michael Caine is awesome, but no, Michael Go is the man. Go ahead.
and for number 6, I have Tommy and Henry from Goodfellas.
Good one. I didn't even think of that
Wow.
either.
I
That's a
did
really
not
good
think
one,
of that.
right?
That's good.
Thank you.
Right, keep it going. For a second, I thought you were gonna say Tom and Jerry, and then I was just
You
gonna.
know, me too.
I was just gonna
I was
jump
like,
out the window.
he's not wrong. They are iconic too.
They are.
All right, go ahead. Do your 5 through 2.
5 through 2, I have R2 and C3PO.
Nice.
Yeah, like you said, they are just so iconic. Number 4, Jules and Vincent from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
Well done.
Number 3, Buzz and Woody. And if I had to choose one, I'd choose the first one.
Yeah.
'Cause I love how that's when they become their
Yeah.
friendship. That's where it all starts. And that's really the main one where it's really about them. You know what I mean?
Until
Rest it.
4, I think.
4 brings it back. Yeah.
I think, but you're 100% right. Like 1 is about Woody's
Yeah.
jealousy towards
Old versus new.
old versus
and-
new. Yeah, that's very, very good, right? And your number 2?
My number 2 is Han and Chewie.
Well done. Jenny the cat lady.
that freaking nickname.
By the way, do you guys want to know where I got the cat lady outside of Jenny loving cats? From the Mighty Ducks.
That's
Julie the cat lady.
Really?
The backup goaltender to Goldberg.
I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah. When you watch it, they
They
call
really call her the cat lady?
Julie the cat lady.
Julie Cat? Maybe they just call her Julie the
No,
cat.
they call her the cat lady. Go ahead.
All right. My number 5 is Chrissy and Roberta from Now and Then.
Oh.
So, actually, ironically, Chrissy's played by Rita Wilson, and Roberta is played by, well, the adult version is Rosie O'Donnell,
Yeah.
but in the who plays the kids, it's Christina Ricci, and then I've actually forgotten the actress's name. I think it's Ashley something for Chrissy. And so it's usually Now and Then has 4 girls, so it's 4 of them. But technically, Chrissy and Roberta were the ones that stayed friends. They were the closest as they grew into adulthood. And so I think they are more of a film duo than anything. My number 4 is Romy and Michelle from Romy and Michelle's
I was
High
waiting
School
for that
Reunion.
one. That's a solid duo.
If you've never
Title
seen
characters,
it,
too?
like
Yeah.
you need to watch
It's
it.
funny.
It's hilarious. It's so good. You have really good cast. You have Alan Cumming, Janine Garofalo, just a lot of like. think, more iconic 90s characters. So,
love it.
David, you've never seen it, right? We should
Don't
watch
think
that.
I want to.
Let's watch it
So
tonight.
funny.
Number 3 is Jillian and Sally from Practical Magic.
Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
Sandra Bullock, Nicole Kidman.
This list is something special.
So good.
I'm hardly recognizing anything you're saying.
I'm loving your top 5.
That's
course
why,
you are.
that's why you need to watch all of these movies. Really, really good. They're sisters and they're there for each
Yeah.
other. And Practical Magic
And
is
they
such a
both
good
are
movie.
so hot in this movie too.
They are at their hot peak. Yes. It was 1998. And then my number 2 is Cher and Dion from Clueless.
That's fine.
It was close to being my number 1, but
I thought that.
someone else
I actually
took.
thought that was going to be your number 1.
Clueless for me.
Yeah.
I grew up watching Clueless. I had like the Talk Girl like telephone. Like I had everything Clueless. I had games. I had everything. Like I was obsessed with this movie. One of my favorite movies of all time. Everything, the language, the actors, the whole story. It was great. Cher and Dion are iconic. You could even say if we ever went into film trios, I might even throw in Ty in there for Brittany Murphy's
Or
character. Amber kind of sucked though.
She did stink.
She did
but...
suck, but whatever. She was in there, and so yeah, Cher and Dion.
Alrighty.
Oh, freaking awesome list, Jenny.
Just Leo.
All right, so my number 5, and if you didn't see David discussed it before,
Let's see him now.
my number 5, Timon and Pumbaa.
Aw.
No.
Nice.
No,
Awesome.
I'm good.
Good.
I thought you were going in a
Actually, I feel
completely
like a
different
bastard
direction.
for not having him.
Yeah, that should
Okay.
have been an honorable mention for me. That's solid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Aladdin and the Genie should have been an honorable mention
Yeah,
too.
it was
That's-
funny. I was struggling. I was debating with Aladdin and the Genie. Is it really Aladdin and Genie or Aladdin and Abu?
I would say
and
Aladdin.
Abu were the duo,
For me, I guess you could use both.
right?
I think they both have
Yeah.
an established relationship by the end of the movie.
But yeah, for me, number 5, Timon and Pumbaa. Honestly, just even after I loved them in the beginning of the movie, just for the fact that like how they helped Simba with his transformation, and then when I found out they were based on characters from Hamlet, Rosencrantz, and Guildenstern, I loved them even more.
Do you have a Pumbaa in your life?
I don't think I do have a Pumbaa in my life.
Aw. And everyone out there, if you want to be Leo's Pumbaa,
Yeah, find me on Instagram
At
at
Leo.
At Lucky Leo.
At Lucky Leo.
171. After Lent, I'll check my Instagram.
after Lent, yes. All right, go ahead.
My number 5 is Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett from Bad
That's fine.
Boys.
I don't particularly love the movies, but I've always said those two together are really, really solid.
And I think that's what you'll realize, like in the next couple, or like longevity plays a part because they've been duos and they're still recognized as duos. Because my number 3 is Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Ooh, that's a little low. I thought it would be a little higher.
Yeah, you know what? Originally they were my number 2, and then with the reshuffling of my list, that's kind of like it moved around. But yeah, Han and Chewie, my favorite for them. It's interesting. My favorite for them is Force Awakens. Because when they get back into the Millennium Falcon,
when he's like
it's
Chewie.
it's like they're together, they're back on the Falcon together. So you can tell that so much time has passed between the last movie and Force Awakens, and they're still boys together.
I thought you were gonna say when Han Solo dies.
Oh my gosh!
Spoiler alert.
It's been 5 years.
Well,
You'd be fine.
No, my number 2 is Buzz and Woody.
Woody, very good. Alrighty, my number 5 is Arthur and Murray.
Oh come on!
no.
Really?
No, it's not.
Didn't I call that
I'm
last
joking.
week?
I'm joking.
You
I'm
literally
joking.
told him
It's
that
not,
he would do this.
It's not. My number 5 is Mickey and Rocky.
Bro, beautiful.
I don't know why no one else had him
Beautiful.
on
I was
the
about
list.
to put Apollo and Rocky.
Hell no. Let me hold on.
And Rocky 2?
Not until like Rocky 4, right?
It's Rocky 3 when they became friends, when they
Yeah.
made the Viagra commercial on the beach. You guys have any idea what I'm talking about there?
Yes.
It's crazy. It's like I remember when I was old enough to know what like Viagra was or whatever, and I was watching that commercial. I was watching that scene. I'm like, boy, all I need is a free shot and it says Viagra.
There's a lot of male
Bonding.
Yeah.
But no, Mickey and Rocky.
Love that duo.
It is. I love where they begin, and the reason I'm glad Ryan brought this up around the time I started rewatching the Rocky movies, because Jenny and I watched part 1 and 2, and where they were, how I think Mickey's always hard on him because he's wasted potential.
Yeah.
Like he looks at Rocky as like wasted talent, and by the time you get to part 2, he doesn't think of him as wasted talent. He doesn't want him to fight anymore because he cares about him as a human being. He loves him. And then we get to part 3, and I cry so much when he dies because I think for the story he's trying to tell, it's meant for him. He needs to die because this is the time where Rocky gets a little bit ahead of him, get a little cocky, and then once he loses Mickey, he doesn't have anyone anymore. But in the worst Rocky movie of all time, has
not
one of my
the worst.
It has one. No, I'm not talking about 4, 5. That movie's garbage.
5 is the worst, yeah.
But it has one of the most heartfelt scenes is when he has to move back to Philly and Mickey's gym is like torn down and he goes back into the gym and he like flashbacks to Mickey training him before the first fight and he gives him the little gloves. I bawl there too. I think their relationship is so special.
And it even though he passes away in 3, Mickey is in all the movies.
Yep. And I think their relationship is so special. And then even all the way down to Creed where the gym is still there. And he's still going to that gym. So, yeah, I
love that pick.
That's my real number 5.
Solid pick.
My number 4 is, shout out to Ryan for this one, Jules and Vincent.
All right. I had him on my iconic list, but I'm not a Pulp Fiction fan.
Oh,
so
yes.
I let them off, yeah.
I love them. I mean, John Travolta had a comeback after making Staying Alive. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because that's a good movie.
Leo, it is one of the only movies that is 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. 0.
I don't care what Rotten Tomatoes
Cero
says.
miedo.
I
Nothing.
love the movie.
And there's your Rotten Tomatoes mention of the
Thank
episode.
you.
ladies
Even
and gentlemen.
Jenny.
Also-
Even Jenny.
Also, you know who directed Staying Alive?
Go for it.
A woman.
Sylvester
Sylvester Stallone.
Boom.
And you
And
know
wrote
whose
it.
song is in that movie?
His brother,
It's
Frank
Frank.
Stallone.
Frank, yeah.
That
It's
movie.
a good song, though.
I give Jenny the one that put me on to Staying Alive.
And I think Travolta, obviously,
On
and
the
my mother
roids.
would agree.
They were both taking roids
was
together.
on the best because Sylvester Stallone was training him for the
Yes,
movie.
training him with
and
needle
he was probably in
injections.
the best shape of his life
Yo,
for that
seriously,
movie.
for a dancer,
He was jacked.
Jacked. Absolutely jacked.
He was in better shape there,
Yeah.
man. Like,
But going back to Pulp Fiction, if I'm going to throw a scene out there that I really, really like, it's just when they're talking about the Royale with cheese. I really do like that scene.
classic scene.
And I guess the end of the movie when they're at the diner and they're just reminiscing. So I really do love their partnership. And Samuel Jackson was robbed of an Oscar. Just want to point that out there.
Yeah.
I'll never, that's one of the ones that I'm like, oh, fuck you. My number 3 is Buzz and Woody.
Okay.
And I'm also going to go with Toy Story as the film that I pretty much go to as not only the beginning of their partnership, but like when they develop their relationship. And then we get to Toy Story 4, which is the end of their relationship. Spoiler alert. My number 2 is my number 2 and 1 were hard. That's what she said. But it was one of those like
I already know now. Knowing your number 3, I already have a feeling I know where you went between
2 and 1.
Yeah.
It's just you're trying to figure. All right, Leo, what is my number 2?
I hope your number 2 because I think you know my number 1 now because I've gone through my whole list.
Yeah,
So is your number 2 my number 1?
which is
Doc and Marty.
yes.
Okay.
So my number 2 is Doc and Marty from Back to the Future, Part 1.
Part 1. Yeah.
Although I am one of the only stands on
You
this
like Part
podcast
3.
that I really, really, really like Part 3 because I think you get Marty really showing Doc how much he means to him because he's willing to go back to the Old West to pretty much save him. And you also get that closure at the end where where Doc is like the future isn't written, make it your own. And you also have the little boy that's
The
like
little boy touches his
the
own
little
crotch.
boy like touching it, telling Marty to touch it.
I have a confession. I think I've seen like half of part 3 and
Because
once.
most people fall asleep during part
No,
3
because
it's
it's so
honestly,
good.
like, I've only ever watched 1 and 2.
What?
because
all right,
they're
all
the
right.
better ones.
What is wrong with Part 3? What is wrong with Part
So
3?
nothing's wrong with it. I think your description of it is spot on. I think like, if you're gonna watch the whole arc of their stories, it's a really good ending to it. But it's in the Wild West. And
you
it's
don't like
not-
Westerns?
That setting is rough for a lot of viewers.
Yeah,
me included.
that's actually why I don't watch it. Is because it seemed more like a western to me, and
Yeah.
it just
Fun
wasn't
fact.
feeling it.
I love Rotten Tomatoes. It's always great. Rotten Tomatoes.
If you tell me there's a Rotten Tomatoes score about Western movies as a genre.
No, this is Back to the Future. Back to
Okay,
the Future.
cool.
So obviously, Back to the Future 1 is probably one of the best movies of the 80s. It's my favorite, probably outside of maybe Batman 89, my favorite movie of the 80s.
Yeah.
And I think my top 3 are Back to the Future, Ghostbusters, and Batman 89 of the 80s. But anyway, that's 96. Back to the Future Part 2 is 65 on Rotten Tomatoes. And Back to the Future Part 3 is a whopping 79% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So what that means to me?
That
nothing.
That 21%. That
nothing.
21% dislike it. But no, if I have to pick one, is obviously Part 1. It's an all-time classic, and it's their comedy at their best. They're scene-wise, I think we're on the same one. I hope we're on the same one. When we're back in 1955.
That's heavy?
And yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. Where he's like, heavy.
There's that word again.
Is there something with a gravitational pull back in your time? That right there is my favorite scene in Back to the Future. It is so funny. And it just shows how good Christopher Lloyd was at that time.
Yeah.
Because I had never seen Taxi. And
Okay.
to this day, I've only seen about 5 episodes of Taxi, thanks to Jenny. But apparently he's really good in Taxi.
Taxi is so
He's a
good.
very different type
It's
of character, too.
It is. Yeah, it's a very different character. He's
super
his
funny.
like deadpan in Taxi is great.
Awesome.
So good.
So why is that your number one?
Yeah,
At the
so
end?
for me, Doc and Marty is my number one. It's just same as you. It's one of my favorite movies of all time as it is. Back to the Future, like I mentioned earlier, when you go into duos, a lot of these are still relevant, even with kids that are born in the 90s or in the 2000s. Simply like you see costumes of Doc and Marty. All 3 of us have been to Comic-Cons together.
I have been, as a matter of fact, the year Jenny and I started dating, we went out for Halloween, and me and my buddy were Doc and Marty.
Doc and Marty.
Yeah.
And it's again, you can be Marty without it for sure, but if you have a Doc with it, it kind of
Who do you think I was?
Of those two?
Yeah.
I want to say Marty. You were Doc?
Yeah.
Nice.
Jen?
Yeah. I know that was like our second date.
That was our third date.
Third
Yeah.
date.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right, because it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it's a week later.
Yep. So,
That's awesome.
and your favorite one is part 1?
Yeah, similar. It's funny because like there's so many like now watching the movies later, you kind of realize, wait a minute, why is this high schooler best friends with
like an
weird
80-year-old man?
scientist guy? And like it's funny because like, at the beginning of the movie, you pay attention, like he rollerblades to Doc's lab
House to play music.
turns on all the music. Like he knows how to get into the place by himself.
Yep.
So they've been friends for a while.
So I love the movie, obviously, but there's some stuff that I would love to know answers to. I want to know what happens when Doc gets home and he finds those speakers,
The speakers
blown
are
out.
blown out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Marty, you must have used these speakers before. So
Why
did you do this now?
Absolutely.
I definitely want to know more about Doc and his ties to the Libyans and how the heck why he has terrorist ties for plutonium.
It's I'm gonna say it's a stereotype of scientists having connections to like terrorist organizations.
So many questions.
And I want to know how they became friends.
How they even
Where
met.
did they meet?
That's a
They did
prequel
not meet on
I-
Craigslist.
I don't
or
want to
any.
see, but I would love to know.
Absolutely. Great number 1.
Thank you.
I guess I'll do my number 1. Just I guess mine's a little easier. I think. Do you guys know what my number 1 is?
Wait, who haven't you mentioned yet?
Oh, I think Jenny knows my number 1.
I can't think of who you haven't mentioned yet.
Yeah, because like, did you say Han and Chewie yet?
No,
Is
did
Han and
not.
Chewie your number one?
Of course it is.
There you go.
I looked. Why are you shaking your head, Jennifer?
You didn't say Han and Leia. Oh no, couples.
Yes.
Come on.
This is your rule, woman.
It wasn't my rule. I was all for couples. I could have had a longer list.
Oh my God.
No, I think it was my rule.
It was Ryan's rule.
But you know why? I think I mentioned that they have these 3 movies, and the only thing that pushed it over the top for me was the fact that Han and Chewie had about 9 movies, 8 movies. I'm going to say 8 movies, including Solo.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all these. Not even. I'm talking out of my ass. They have the 3. They have 5 movies.
Oh yeah, technically.
Technically
Yeah,
5, yeah. but you have more time to see their relationship, and you see an end to the relationship in a more tragic way. And then I actually go with Force Awakens. My favorite movie of them together is a combo. I'm gonna go with both. I'm gonna go with Empire Strikes Back, and I'm gonna go with Force Awakens, because you have two moments where you see Chewie react to tragic events happening to Han. The frozen in carbonite, where he screams to the high heavens, and then when Han dies, that he shoots up Kylo Ren. I think those two show how much he cares about him.
Yeah.
In terms of surprising moment of them, I would say in Solo, when they first meet, and you find out that Solo. Have you seen Solo?
Yeah, unfortunately.
That he. What's
Wait, what's wrong with Solo?
Oh, come
What
on.
the fuck's wrong with
What's
Solo?
wrong with Solo?
We all know that's not that Harrison Ford's Han Solo and young version of Han Solo do not match at all.
Not denying that they don't look anything alike.
Not even looking. They even like the whole vibe and just their style was just different. I can't see that young Solo becoming Han Solo.
But you don't like the movie then at all?
Nah, I
Oh.
wasn't for the movie at all.
Oh.
I mean, I watched it because of Star Wars. I'm like, I had to watch it.
I think it's the most
But-
forgettable of the franchise.
Yeah.
I still
Yeah.
enjoyed it quite a bit, but I do like when they first meet and you find out that he talks his language.
It was cool.
And I
Yeah.
also like that whole scene when they're escaping. I think that's really, really dope. But yeah, I think my favorite scene with them though is when he's being frozen in carbonite,
That's dope.
and in Return of the Jedi actually when he's blinded, when he first out of the carbonite, and Chewie's like
yeah.
explaining everything to him. He's like, "Oh, I go away for a few minutes, and everyone has these delusions of grandeur." So I love that. So yeah, everything about them. Me being a Star Wars stan, like I am, of
That's
course.
a solid one.
of
Although
cour-
you know what's funny, as I was doing the research, like R2D2 and C3PO as a duo,
they're
have
all
the
9
most
movies.
longevity, right?
They're all 9 movies.
That's
yeah,
incredible.
Yeah. That's the entire
Plus
stuff.
Rogue One.
Plus Rogue One.
We're in Rogue One, right?
They're there for like a quick second when
talking about
everyone's
the
about
end?
to go to the planet and like, oh, we're always miss out. Like they are
yes,
there
yes,
right
you're
around the end.
Are we gonna count that?
Yeah.
I guess.
I'll put money. I'll put everything on it.
All right, Rye. What is your number one?
Norwich. My number one is Jay and Silent Bob, my favorite fucking duo.
Schnookums.
How am I not surprised? Can I guess your favorite?
Sure.
Strikes Back, right?
That's my favorite movie, but I'm gonna go with my favorite moment though with them
Oh, okay.
was in Reboot,
Oh, yeah, I know where you're going. Go ahead.
where he was talking and he realizes that he had like Jay's like, we came here to get back our names, but I come here for a new name, and that's Dad. And like you just see Silent Bob like, yeah, and Affleck's in it, so it makes it even a little bit better.
I love that
But-
scene with Affleck.
Just such a great duo, just so funny and just like they just go so well together. The loudmouth who doesn't shut the fuck up and the guy who talks when it's important.
Kevin Smith, we love you.
Yeah, thank you for that.
Have you seen it?
Jason Mewes, we like you.
I
too.
like you. I like you, Jason Mewes, but I really love Kevin Smith.
Still haven't watched Reboot. No.
Oh, Leo, it's so good. It is so good. It's his best movie in like 20 years. Like, sincerely, like, quality wise.
and you've
it's
seen them
really
all,
good.
Oh,
right,
yeah, no,
Leo?
yeah. I definitely have seen them.
You,
all,
s-
yeah.
I
All
think
right, so then you can enjoy Reboot.
I think the only Kev Smith movie I've only seen once that I've never gone back to is Jersey Girl.
Oh, Dogma.
Well, now, yeah, Dogma.
Yeah.
But in terms of like that I had seen before this year, that I've actually had the opportunity to watch more. I don't even own Jersey Girl. I don't.
That was a low. for
Ryan,
him
you
too,
like
though,
Jersey
right?
Girl, right?
I find the entertainment in it.
You would say it's the Suicide Squad of.
No, that's Tusk.
Yeah.
No, that's Tusk. Tusk is
No,
the
Tusk is
Wait, so Tusk
Man of
Never
Steel.
watched Tusk.
Is Tusk like, its view askew?
But Tusk is interesting to watch just to see the walrus scene, and then
It's
after
so
that,
good.
It's
everything
not,
else
it's
sucks.
not connected to that universe, but it's a Kevin Smith directed film.
Gotcha.
Tusk is really bad.
It's bad.
It's really bad.
David
I can
made
watch
me
The
Cop
Yoga
Out
Hosers
over-
is fun.
Yeah, I do. I think
I do
Yoga
like
Hosers is
Yoga
fun.
For the cast of
Hosers.
Yoga Hosers, just for the daughter.
What's your take on Red State?
It's cool. It's
Yeah,
not.
I think
It's
it's well
it's
done.
more for. It's more like middle of the road. Like It's not
So,
great. It's not
I
terrible.
totally realized that I think we've never done a Kevin Smith episode
Because we'd be like blowing him for like 2 hours.
of the podcast. Yeah, but we should do it and then just send it to him and be like, hey, come on.
Remember us?
I really remember you gave us a shout out thanks to this guy named Ryan. But yeah, that's Ryan's
I'm
number
down
one.
for the Kevin Smith episode.
Digging the
And-
number one, though.
And Jennifer, take us home.
Okay, so my number one is Cece and Hillary from Beaches. No one has seen it.
No.
It's Bette Midler and Barbara Hershey.
Boy, this is depressing.
They no, they play best friends, and I feel like they're super iconic. You see the transition from when they meet in Atlantic City at the beach, when they're kids. I think they're about like 10 years old, and they come from different backgrounds, different kind of families, and they continue their friendship as they get older and older until eventually they become roommates in New York City. They're both trying to make it in different fields, and they continue to grow older and older and older. And then obviously it does have a sad ending for anyone that hasn't seen it, but it is like beautiful friendship on screen. And then you have Bette Midler singing Wind Beneath My Wings, and it's just great. And I think it actually won the Oscar.
It did.
The song won the Oscar, right?
Jenny knows how to tickle my pickle.
Look at
when
that.
she mentions Oscar.
And-
I love that Jenny's still
It's
not
so
giving
great.
spoilers like decades after the movie, and David's like dropping spoilers for 5 years worth.
So just watch Beaches. So this is one of my favorite movies, and I just think it, and I cry every single time, even though I know exactly when it's coming. I know when they cue the song, and then there I go. So watch it, and yeah.
And that pretty much wraps it up. I want to give a special shout out to an honorable mention that I forgot to mention. Tony Montana and Cocaine.
Oh, one of the most iconic duos.
I
in film.
totally forgot
Keenan
that
and
duo.
Kel.
Again, you
Shit,
can't
we're
have
not
one
Keenan
without
and
the
Kel.
other.
What happened?
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah, you
Tony
didn't-
and Coke.
You cannot have one without the other. Not Tony and Manolo. Tony
no,
and
no.
Cocaine. So next week, hopefully we'll be back.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll keep washing my hands.
Everyone keep watching their hands. And next week is an episode I've been waiting for a long time. For 15 years, I've been waiting for this episode. Before podcasts existed, I've been waiting for this episode. We are covering the 15-year anniversary of one of the best shows ever made, Reel It Back style, The Office.
Nice.
I have so much to say. I have been working on this episode for 2 weeks already. I have narrowed down 25 episodes down to 10. I have 5 honorable mentions. And I still don't know if that's the correct order of my 10. That's how hard this has been for me.
That's what she said.
Yes.
Michael Scott would be proud.
Yes. I have moments. We're going to look at, to pretty much run it down, we are looking at our top 10 favorite episodes, our top 10 favorite moments, our top 5
Favorite characters. And then bottom 5.
bottom 5. I only have one character I dislike.
Really?
Yes.
Robert California?
No. And that you're going to find out next week. I sincerely hate this person. I can't stand that person because this person, I think this person is, and this is a great cliffhanger for next week. I think this person is the most vindictive person on the show. This person steals ideas. This person.
Does this person play in a volleyball game by any chance? In a company picnic?
It's not Idris Elba.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
okay,
no.
okay.
It's
That's
not
what I
there.
thought you were
Yeah,
going.
you guys will have to find out next week. But we're going to bring back our favorite categories. We're going to bring back the Detlef Shrimp Six Man of the series, the Becky O'Shea Icebox of the series.
There's no crying in baseball.
There's no crying in baseball, and I have a few moments there. And
Peaks and valleys.
Peaks and Valleys, which are the easiest peaks and valleys I think I've ever done.
I don't know, because peaks, Valley's going to be a little rough because there's 2 heavy hitters in there.
It's 2 for sure. I'm just going to look at everything that
sheer numbers.
Yeah, I'm not going to look at maybe one person has a better one film, but I'm just going to look at because
body of work.
we can all spoiler. It's either John Krasinski or Steve Carell. Obviously, Steve Carell has 40-year-old version, and he has a lot of good as the top of his films that we may know. But I think John Krasinski has done his body of work after The Office is top notch. So we'll just have to see next week where Jenny's also going to give she's going to write a haiku about Angela and the cats.
I'm not, but I guess I could try. You know what? Let me try. I can write a haiku.
Perfect.
What is that? 7 words?
Sure.
I was like syllables, like it's like 3 lines. Or
Yeah,
syllables,
3 lines. I think it's 7 words. I'll think about
math
it.
and words.
Awesome. Now you guys definitely have to show up back next week. Until then, kiddos, see you at the movies.
Peace.